Are you feeling bored and uninspired and you want some fun and dramatic decor inspiration? Well, me too. This is Laugh Cry DIY. I am Katie. I am moving into a new space and I want to DIY the shit out of it. But I have been so indecisive about what to do in any room. In general, I've been kind of like uninspired and overwhelmed. And when I feel that way, sometimes I will do a deep dive into my own design inspiration archives. That includes things I've pinned, products I've screenshotted in my phone, general interiors that I absolutely adore. And I find it helps me break out of my creative rut, and maybe it will help you too. So today I'm gonna walk you through 10 things that I really like, pieces of decor, interiors I love. They're not necessarily on trend. They're all kind of random. They span different design styles, but they are all kind of dramatic like me. So if you're feeling uninspired, let's get re-inspired together. Starting with number 1, Dita Von Teese's Antique Fishbowl from her Architectural Digest home tour. I adore her 80 home tour. I will link it below. She is a colorful maximalist queen, and not only is her home full of color and pattern, it's also full of unique and interesting objects, particularly an antique fishbowl that lives in her dining room that she uses as a standing vase. Now I know it's a little hard to see in these two images, but this is a treasure she said she picked up on the road somewhere, and I love repurposing items. I love a dramatic kind of standalone piece in a room, especially if it's an unusual object or sort of unexpected. And thus, I think using an antique fishbowl as a standing vase is so brilliant and clever. Obviously, her dining room is this like stunning chinoiserie fantasy, but that little fishbowl just really stands out to me as a really awesome detail. And ever since I've seen it, I have been looking in every single antique store I've been in, and I cannot find one. So even though I don't have one, I'm glad she does, and I hope that someday I will stumble across one. Now, while we are on the subject of chinoiserie, there's another piece of decor that I absolutely freaking love, and I think every single one of these is a work of art on its own, and that is Pigota Mirrors. I love chinoiserie, I love Hollywood Regency, I love faux bamboo, and Pigota Mirrors are all of those things in one. Sometimes they come in these gorgeous bright candy colors, sometimes they're brass. I love that they are these sculptural pieces of art in a mirror form. I think they're really cool, and they're a really great way to fill a blank wall or a dead space in the room without being like overpowering. Like I love the way they just leaned it here on this cabinet. That's such a great idea. It also looks cool if it's the same color as the wall because it just adds an interesting texture that's really unexpected. I've seen smaller versions, I've seen massive versions that would just make your jaw drop. But all in all, I just always like to see them out and about or when I stumble across one in a photo. Now we are gonna keep the chinoiserie train going by talking about an interior that just I think about all the freaking time. And that is the home that belongs to the designer Alex Paparocitus. I hope I'm saying that right. I will link his full home tour below, but I first discovered this incredible space because I was constantly pinning the same image of this specific living room. I love the drama of this room. We have the plum color of the walls, we have this magenta sofa, we have the faux bamboo coffee table, we have the corbels in the back with the food dogs on it. I mean, his whole house is so epic. We're talking wallpaper, color, chinoiserie, eclectic collections. It's really everything I just adore about maximalism, and every single room is such a delight. He has this tented hallway that includes a floating bookcase, which is a really clever use of furniture. He has these gorgeous valances in his dining room, but what I really love about his interiors are that they really balance this kind of elegant drama with a kind of cozy lived-in feeling. And here's another seating area where you can see the beautiful mix of the wallpaper, the luxe velvet sofa, the colors, and I especially love his eclectic furniture. I mean, look at this camel side table. It's so bohemian and cool, and I just love the layering of so many different items in a room. He also has an obsession with little accent and side chairs, and I think he pointed out that he has like 25 in his house. So you should definitely watch the home tour I'm linking below in the description. But I just wanna say, in case you're watching, Alex, I love your freaking home. And while we're talking about elegance and drama, let's talk about my next favorite object, which I'm so happy to see a return of in the culture, and that is the brass Swan faucet. To me, these are never gonna go out of style. They're sculptural, they're dramatic, they're so old Hollywood glamour. They make me just wanna walk around in like a marabou trimmed robe. I think these look really darling in a bathroom like this, and I am totally wowed by how they used them in this bathroom at Annabelle's in London. This is designed by Martin Brodnitsky. and it is a sea of swans above these pink stone sinks. It's truly jaw-dropping, and I should be so lucky to see it in person one day. Now, there are a lot of versions of these, and I will say that my favorite is this style where you have the swan faucet and then the handles themselves are other little swan heads. It's a little detail, but I just freaking love it. Now let's talk about a very big detail in a room, and that is my next favorite thing, which is Jenna Lyons' pink couch. Jenna Lyons is a style icon. She's the former executive creative director of J. Crew, and I fell in love with her apartment the minute I saw her massive modular pink couch. As someone who also has a pink couch, which I custom dyed in my bathtub, and I will link the video about that below, I feel a real kinship with this couch for several reasons. The color is technically a salmon pink, which is a really unique shade. I think it's so bright and cheery without being intrusive, and it's so gorgeous in this light-filled room. I love that it's velvet and plush and comfy, and it's so massive that the scale of this creates this like enveloped conversation pit, which makes it feel intimate even though it is such a large piece. I have daydreamed about this sofa for years, and I have heard Jenna Lyons say that she's kind of sick of it and over it, and I beg you, Jenna, if you're watching, please donate it to me. I don't have space for it, but I would pay for a storage unit. And while you're giving me some of your furniture, let's talk about the other thing I love in this apartment, which is this folding screen in the corner. I talk about screens in a lot of these decor videos, and this is one of my favorite examples of all time. I love how it's just effortlessly tucked in the corner just to add some visual interest. I love its massive height. It's also unique because the individual panels are actually somewhat narrow. I love the pattern on this. It's this kind of pinky blush jungle toile print, which is subtle but also kind of whimsical. And the fact that every other panel is mirrored is just chef's kiss. I just think screens are impossibly chic, and this one is just an absolute Hall of Fame one for me that I think about all the time. All right, next we're gonna talk about a really interesting, funky piece of lighting. And that is these string of pearl chandeliers and kind of pendant lighting pieces. I love when something is kind of kitschy and kind of elegant and kind of whimsical, but kind of chic. It's a very rare combination, and I think these string of pearl lights really hit the mark. In me describing them, you would think they might be kind of chintzy, but they look really cool in these different spaces. Whether that's a large living room or a dressing room, they're just really over the top and really fun. Now, I did see someone dupe these once. I cannot find the video for the life of me. If you know what I'm talking about, please let me know. But a girl DIY'd and duped these by using Christmas ornaments. And basically she made it so that this giant string of pearls hung down from the ceiling and pulled on a side table. I'm so jealous when I don't think of the coolest things on earth. Maybe someday I will have a reason to do a version of it, but I just think they're really cool and unique, and I would love to have an excuse to use it somewhere. All right, at this point, I think we're on to number 8, and we're gonna talk about something that I'm never gonna own, but I get so happy anytime I see it, and that is the 1970 +1 Drexel bed set. It is this epic furniture set from the 70s that is the most groovy, whimsical, joyful thing and just makes my girl heart just explode. If anybody is watching this and had any part of this in their childhood bedroom, please comment below. I would love to hear about it. So here are some catalog photos. You can see the colors are so fun, the silhouettes are so playful, and there were so many unique pieces for this collection. Like here you can see this butterfly table with these little flower benches, which feature the most perfect 70s yellow and green color palette. I also love the playful wordplay on a lot of these pieces. The nightstand says good night, and the headboard says bed, and the dresser has every day of the week printed on it. Every detail is so fun the more and more I look at it. Like look at just the flower back plates on the hardware on the dresser here. It's so kitschy and cool, and I have seen pieces of this pop up on Facebook Marketplace from time to time. I'm never really gonna own a piece, but I'm so happy when it pops up, and I'm so happy for anybody who does. And now we're gonna take a total left turn. We're not talking about a single piece of decor. We're not even talking about an interior. We're gonna talk about an outrageous, epic exterior, and that is the pools at Hurst Castle. But I just can't stop thinking about them lately. I'm a California girl. Hurst Castle is an iconic California landmark, and if you're not familiar, it is the outrageous mansion that belonged to William Randolph Hearst, the media mogul. And I love this home because it is proof that you don't have to follow any design rules or stick to a consistent theme. He just went around Europe and he grabbed everything from every time period and he threw it all together to create the most eclectic mansion on earth. But it is especially famous for its 2 swimming pools. The big one is the Neptune pool, which is an incredible Greek and Roman inspired fantasy. It is massive, and it includes marble flooring in this bold pattern, as well as the real facade of a Roman temple that he had shipped from Europe. I love the pattern in the pool. I love the beautiful aqua blue. I love the white marble statues. If you just stand and look at it, you feel like a Roman or Greek god. And yet that's not even my favorite pool on the property. The most gorgeous pool he has is the Roman pool, which was designed to look like a Roman bathhouse. Guys, I didn't think a swimming pool could make me cry, but this is so incredible. It features this mind-boggling floor-to-ceiling mosaic that was made with 1-inch blue and gold tiles. The design is so intricate. I bless the artisans that had to make it. I love that it features this gorgeous star pattern on the floor of the pool, plus these vaulted arches and beautiful statues. It is just absolutely mesmerizing. I can't explain how blue the blue is. You have to be there in real life to experience it, but it just is totally enveloping. And I keep trying to think about how I could transfer that essence into a small apartment bathroom. It is truly one of my life's dreams, is to be able to swim in this pool. It will never happen, but at least I've got to see it in real life and it made my eyes explode. And lastly, let's talk about another thing that I will probably never be able to own. And that is the limited edition Ardmore design Zambzi sofa. It is this beautiful jungle pattern sofa that is just such a statement. This piece is my white whale in that I stumbled across it so many times, I pinned it a million times, and I could never figure out where the hell it was from. But according to my research, it is the Ardmore design Zambzi sofa. It is heavily featured in the work of the designer Susie McAdam. And let me talk about why I love it. Not only do I just love a patterned sofa, I love all things tropical jungle. I love the leopard and the monkey. I love the way the colors pop. But what's really cool and unique is actually the pattern around the trim of it, as well as the side. And it's sort of this power pattern clashing that really works. I think it's such a unique piece, and I say that very literally because they only made 40 of them, and I only found one on sale, and it's currently $21,000. And if you are the one to buy it, please let me come over and sit on it. And that is our inspiration for today, folks. Thank you for spending time inside my decor brain. I hope you will watch some of the home tours linked below because they're very fun. And if you like inspiration like this, you can also sign up for my newsletter below. I send out a monthly roundup of DIY inspiration, decor inspiration. It's just a fun little thing in your inbox. And if you want more inspiration, I will link a playlist below of other similar videos I've done. And now guys, I gotta go unpack some boxes. I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this place. I'm not totally sure, but I know that when I decide, it's gonna be freaking awesome, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. So until then, have a great day and stay inspired.